I'm going to be breaking down the full UFC 293 card, starting off with the first fight of the night. Kevin Ducey versus Kiefer Crosby. I'm going to be going with Kevin Ducey in this fight. I just think this fight's tailor-made for him. Kiefer Crosby's a big power puncher, but you know, I don't know how seriously he's taking MMA, because his last fight was in fucking kingpin fucking celebrity boxing against Aaron Chalmers, the guy who fought Floyd Mayweather in an exhibition boxing match. He has a win over Cowboy Oliveira, but you know, who doesn't at this fucking point? Cowboy Oliveira's taken so much damage. He's lost so many fights recently. So yeah, I like Kevin Ducey in this fight. He's really good in the clinch. His clinch strikes are really good. He's got a really good kickboxing game. You know, he trains at City Kickboxing. One of his losses was to Jack Della Maddalena, so you know, not even a bad loss. And then Caleb Rideout is also a really good prospect, which was a close fight too with Caleb Rideout. And also Kevin Ducey's a judoka. He's got a really good judo base. You know, he throws a lot of flips. He's got really good hip tosses. And yeah, I've really just liked this matchup for him. You know, he apparently beat the shit out of Izzy in the training session as well. That's actually what got him signed to the UFC, because Eugene Behrman heard about that, and he was like, well, he's seen it actually, and he was like messaging and calling up all these managers and everything, saying you need to get him in the UFC right away, like he's ready for it and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Kevin Ducey here. I reckon he either gets a late TKO or gets a decision in this fight. Kiefer Crosby's just, I don't know, seems like a weird signing. He didn't really have much success when he was in Bellator, but maybe he has improved. But I don't know. I guess they might probably signed him because of that Cowboy Oliveira win, but Cowboy Oliveira's he lost another fight on the regional scene as well, I'm pretty sure. So, and yeah, he's just taking a lot of damage. So I don't know if I really rate a win over Cowboy Oliveira that highly anymore. But I guess we'll see. And then moving on up the card, we have Shane Young versus Gabriel Miranda. I'm going to be taking Gabriel Miranda in this fight. I just don't rate Shane Young very well. Gabriel Miranda, before getting in the UFC, was a bit of a can crusher. He hasn't really beaten the greatest level of competition. He was in some real like can leagues, like feeder leagues, where it was literally like gimme matches. I think even some of the promotions he was in, they literally were flagged by Tapology for making mismatches. But regardless of that, he still had a decently competitive fight with Benoit Saint Denis, which ages really well for him. Like, it's not a bad loss at all. Like, I mean, I guess it wasn't too competitive. Benoit Saint Denis won it pretty clearly, you know, finished him, but he won the first round too. But you know, he showed toughness out there. He showed a lot of toughness. He was always in the fight. He didn't seem like he wilted or anything. So yeah, I reckon he gets this one done. Shane Young lost to Blake Builder. I don't rate Blake Builder too highly, especially after Blake Builder's last fight. You know, he got masterclassed by fucking what's that guy? Kyle Nelson. Like, he got masterclassed by Kyle Nelson. So I know MMA math doesn't work, but I'll take having a competitive fight with Benoit Saint Denis over losing to like Kyle Nelson and Omar Morales. Yeah, any day of the week. You know, I know that is using a bit of MMA math, but I'm pretty confident. Not super confident, but I think Gabriel Miranda gets this one done. Shane Young realistically is only in the UFC because of his relation with CKB and, you know, Israel Adesanya and everything. Like, I don't really think Shane Young's UFC level, but stylistically maybe he can get this done. He's shown decent takedown defense, but I don't know. I think Miranda will get this one done. And then moving on up the card. Wow, I just realized this is like fucking Eugene Behrman's gonna be fucking exhausted. Literally has to walk out back to back to back. So then next up we have Blood Diamond versus Charlie Radke. Now I'm gonna go with Charlie Radke here, but I have a weird feeling about this fight. I just feel Like I can just sense Blood Diamond coming out and like putting on a masterclass performance. Like nobody's picking him to win. There's no hype on him. I can just imagine he's been working endlessly on his takedown defense, but I know he's 35 years old. I don't know how many more rapid improvements he's going to make at this point. I'd like for him to get a win. It would be cool for him to get a win. I feel really fucking bad for him. He's just got smoked. I guess that Oren Koski fight was pretty close. Like he did wobble him with a weird spinning back fist, but besides that, like that Jeremiah Wells fight was fucking sad. Like got smoked there, but yeah, I'm gonna be taking Charlie Radke here. Fought a lot of lightweight fights, but Blood Diamond's not even really a big welterweight. Like I feel like Blood Diamond could make the lightweight limit. I don't know if he should do that. There's a lot. Probably, I don't know. I don't think he would have any much more success at lightweight than he would welterweight. Although maybe he would. Maybe there's more strikers at lightweight, but I do find it funny that the UFC have just never given fucking Blood Diamond a striker matchup while he's been in the UFC. Like, I would have at least liked to have seen him fight a striker. But no, he gets another grappler, and I think Charlie Radke's going to sub him. So yeah, then moving on, we have Jamie Mullarkey versus... Oh no, sorry, we have Nasrat Haqparast versus Landon Quinones. You know, this matchup makes no sense. I don't even know why this fight's in Australia, to be honest. But I guess at least there's more fights on this card. But yeah, pretty obvious pick I think here. I'm going to be taking Nasrat Haqparast. I think he gets this one done by TKO against Landon Quinones. Maybe decision 30-27. I don't think Landon Quinones. I rate Nasrat Haqparast a lot higher than I do Jason Knight. And I'm not just using like MMA math here, but Jason Knight literally just went out there and smoked Landon Quinones in 30 seconds. Like Quinones didn't show very high grappling IQ out there. He literally shot in, got fucking subbed by Jason Knight. I don't think, to be fair, I don't think that will happen in this fight. I don't think Nasrat Haqparast is going to go out there and instantly sub this guy, but I could just see him boxing him up for 3 rounds. So yeah, I'm going late stoppage or decision for Nasrat Haqparast here. And then moving on, we have Jamie Mullarkey versus John Makdessi. I'm going to be taking Jamie Mullarkey in this fight. I just think, and I know he lost to that Muhammad Naimev guy. I think that's his name. Muhammad Naimev. Sorry, I've just repeated his name so many times there. But I think Jamie Mullarkey gets this one done. I just think his pressure style and he's a lot bigger than Makdessi, and I think he'll be able to just bully Makdessi in there, just clinch him up, go to the body, land them big leg kicks. Makdessi did beat Baha Mendes, but I think we're realizing Baha Mendes was a little bit overhyped. Yeah, just it's still a good win for Makdessi, especially at his age. But like I say, he's getting up there in lightweight years. So, and Jamie Mullarkey looked his career best against Muhammad Naimev, but he just got caught coming in with his hands down. But besides that, he was actually looking really good in that fight. So yeah, I like Jamie Mullarkey to get this one done, and probably by late rounds TKO as well. I think there's going to be quite a few finishes on this card. And then moving on, we got my boy Jack Jenkins versus Stipe Mariscal. I'm going to be going with Jack Jenkins getting this one done by either late rounds TKO or decision. You're going to be hearing that a lot. I think Jack Jenkins has so many advantages in this fight. I know people didn't think he beat Jamal Emmers. I thought that fight could have gone either way, but Jamal Emmers is literally like top 15, top 10 level featherweight in my opinion. Like Jamal Emmers has so many underrated performances, such great performances. Arguably beat Giga Chikadze back in the day. Like no shame in having a competitive fight with Jamal Emmers in my opinion. And I think on paper Jamal Emmers is actually one of the hardest matchups for Jack Jenkins. Long, tall, boxer, long reach, much longer reach, durable, really good wrestling, great takedown defense. Jack Jenkins is the first person to take him down in the UFC, I believe. So stylistically, he was just a tough matchup, but Mariscal, I don't think is anywhere near Jamal Emma's level. He does have some good wins, like he did beat Pat Sabatini, who beat Jamal Emma's, but I think different Pat Sabatini in that fight. And also Jamal Emma's did almost win that fight against Pat Sabatini, almost finished him, but just made a mistake, got a bit too eager. But yeah, I think don't get me wrong, I think Mariscal is a really good fighter. Like, I think he's a pretty good fighter. He has really underrated wins and losses on his record. Like, he hasn't lost to schmucks. Like, every person he's lost to, I'm pretty sure has been in the UFC. Like, he lost to Gregor Gillespie, lost to Bryce Mitchell, lost to, like, Sean Soriano. Yeah, just plenty of guys. Every single person he beat UFC level, so can't, like, shit on him for his losses. Like, I know his record doesn't look the prettiest, but, yeah, it's good. Good fight, though. This is going to be a fun fight. I think Jack Jenkins is going to have a clear boxing advantage in this fight. I think we're going to see a lot more of his boxing in this fight. I think he'll go to the body, mix it up. I think he'll be really aggressive as well because Mariscal's a lot shorter. I think they have a similar reach, I believe. Let me just double check that. Because, yeah, like I said, Emma's was just... Yeah, they have a similar reach. So yeah, stylistically, this is just like a perfect matchup for Jack Jenkins, I think. Now I will say Mariscal has really good takedown defense and anti-grappling, good reversals, but I think Jack Jenkins will want to keep this fight standing. I hope he does keep this standing. I like it. If he keeps this fight standing, I think he just wins this. Like, I think he just puts a styling on Mariscal. Mariscal's good. Like, I know his record doesn't look the prettiest, but this guy is really good. Has really good wins. But yeah, I'm going with Jack Jenkins here. Of course, I got to go with my boy. And then moving on up the card, we have Carlos Ulberg versus Da Young. This is a weird matchmaking in my opinion. Da Young coming off 2 losses. Carlos Ulberg's on a 4-fight winning streak where he's beat pretty good guys. Like, oh, he's beat all right guys. You know, Nikolai Nagamaranu. I hope I didn't butcher that too badly. He beat Nikolai, who's a pretty good win, but outside of that, actually, like, he hasn't beat the greatest guys, but the way he's putting on this performances, he's making these guys look really bad, which you do love to see. Like Dahan Young, he got knocked out by Dustin Jacoby, and I guess Jacoby did come and knock out Kennedy Nzechukwu, but Jacoby's not like the biggest power puncher, so I worry a little bit about Dahan Young's chin. So I think Carlos Ulberg's going to KO him. I think he'll land a lot of big leg kicks as well. Dahan Young can grapple a little bit, but I don't know if he'll be able to get a hold of Carlos Ulberg. Honestly, this fight's sort of like a Cyril Gane versus Sergey Spivak from Wish, except Dahan Young's got a bit better striking than Sergey Spivak, but probably about the same durability. Grappling game a bit worse. So yeah, I like Carlos Ulberg to get this one done. And I think he will. Then moving on, we have Tyson Pedro versus Anton Turkaj. Now this fight's actually really interesting. Like, stylistically, this could be a tough fight for Tyson Pedro. He's never got a finish outside of the first round, which worries me a bit here because Turkaj is actually very durable. Very hard to finish straight away. I know he obviously got finished by Jolton Almeida, but it's fucking Almeida. You know, Almeida just fucking ragdolls everybody. But yeah, I think Tyson Pedro. I've actually been 50-50 on this fight. Tyson Pedro didn't look very good against Modestas Bukauskas, but that was also apparently he had like gastro for that fight and he was sick, and I do believe it because he didn't look like himself. But that was also the first fight he's had since his return where he's left the first round. I'm gonna go with Tyson Pedro. I think he'll get this one done. He's got really good reversal submissions. I think he can set up a Kimura some way or another. I think he'll be able to get Turkaj out of there. But I like his striking a lot more than Turkaj if it stays standing. So I'm going to go Tyson Pedro here. Probably by First round submission. I think he'll get a sub in that first round somehow. He'll get it out. He'll get that sub somehow. He always does. And then moving up the card, we have Justin Tuffer versus Austin Lane. I'm going to be going with Justin Tuffer in this fight. I don't rate Austin Lane's chin very well. He's been KO'd a lot. KO'd by Greg Hardy. Been KO'd. It's just I don't know. He's got a very shaky chin in my opinion. And yeah, I can just see Justin Tuffer catching him. Now, the height here might give him some problems. We have seen Justin Tuffer suffer a little bit against taller fighters. Like Jared Vanderaa. If Jared Vanderaa was the same height as Justin Tuffer, he would have KO'd him pretty quickly. But he did struggle a little bit with the height. And we did see these two fight earlier in the year, but it literally was like 16 seconds. So I can't even like make anything off that fight. I think Justin Tuffer will mix up a lot of body shots, and then he'll get a big shot to the head of Austin Lane, and he'll get it done. That's how I see him getting this one done. But yeah, this should be a fun fight for as long as it lasts, in my opinion. And then moving up, we have Manel Cape versus Felipe Dos Santos. Now, Felipe Dos Santos is a really fun fighter. Very aggressive fighter, I've noticed. But yeah, obviously I'm going to be going with Manel Cape here. I think it's a pretty obvious pick. Manel Cape's looked really amazing lately. Like he's looked really good in his last few performances. And I think honestly I think this will be competitive. Maybe the pressure will be a bit bad for Manel Cape at first, but I think he'll just land big shots and he'll crack Felipe Dos Santos quite a lot, because Felipe Dos Santos, from what I've seen, does move forward quite a lot. He comes from that shootbox gym, with Charles Oliveira, Daniel Santos, all them sort of guys. They all fight very aggressively, never stop moving forward. We love that style, but I think in this fight it might actually be to his detriment. I think this will actually help Manel Cape. I think Cape will land a lot of big shots. Maybe eke out a decision by knockdowns or late finish. I've said late finish so much. I think we're going to get a lot of late finishes this card. But yeah, I like Manel Cape. Can't believe that's a feature fight though, damn. But I'm glad Cape stayed on this card. He didn't have to keep fighting in Australia, so I respect him for keeping it and staying on this card. Because obviously he was meant to fight Kai Kara France, but yeah, I respect Manel Cape finding a replacement and not like fighting on another card or something. So yeah, respect to him for that. And then for the co-main event, we have Tai Tuivasa versus Alexander Volkov. Now this one's a tough one. I've picked Tai Tuivasa in almost all of his fights except for Sergey Pavlovich. I actually picked him against Cyril Gane. Yeah, I know, probably crazy pick, but he did drop him, and I was like, oh my god, I'm a genius. But no. And I picked him against Derek Lewis. I was like, that was my most fucking crazy underdog pick. I felt fucking amazing when he won that. But I think I'm going to have to go with Alexander Volkov. Tai Tuivasa's just taken way too much damage. Like, honestly, I think he's coming back too soon. I know that's crazy because his Pavlovich fight was like 10 months ago, but I still think that's too soon to be back. He took so much damage against Cyril Gane. Even against Derek Lewis, he took a lot of big shots. Took so much damage against Pavlovich. Like, literally got destroyed in like less than a minute. And yeah, he just took so much damage that, yeah, I like Tai Tuivasa, don't get me wrong, but I think Volkov's going to hurt his body a lot. It's going to teep at his body. He's got that. Tuivasa has some of the best calf kicks and leg kicks in the heavyweight division. That's why I picked him against Derek Lewis, even though he didn't really throw them much. He just ended up banging him out with him. But I think Volkov's going to be too fast, and he actually does check leg kicks. Like, you don't get many heavyweights like that, but Volkov actually checks leg kicks, and he's actually very technical for a heavyweight, and he's big now, Volkov, as they call him. And he looked really good his last two fights. He knocked out Rosenstruck, beat the shit out of Alexander Romanov. And yeah, I think he's going to get this one done against Tai Tuivasa. I think it's going to look very similar to the Gane fight, I reckon, except he'll get a finish. Oh, actually, well, Garn did get a finish too, but I think he'll get a finish a bit early. I reckon second round TKO. It just depends how Tuivas's chin holds up as well, because like I say, he took so much damage that last fight, which was rough to see. But yeah, I like Alexander Volkov to get this one done by late TKO. Second round TKO, probably at the end of the second round he'll get it done. And then we have the main event. I can't believe this is a main event. I can't believe we're getting a UFC pay-per-view main event of Israel Adesanya versus Sean Strickland. So I'm going to be going, sadly, with Israel Adesanya in this fight. As cool as it would be for Strickland to become champion, I don't see it happening. Like, I just can't see how he wins this fight. Maybe he mixes up his grappling or something, but I don't think Strickland will do something like that. Like, we've all heard how he wants to do the man dance. But I do think Adesanya won't get to finish this fight. I think he's going to get a decision. I think this is going to be a boring decision. I think he's just going to leg kick Strickland a lot. Strickland has said that he wants to fight like Kelvin Gastelum, but a better version of Kelvin Gastelum did against Israel Adesanya, which honestly might be really fucking stupid if he does do that. Like, honestly, that might be the most dumbest thing he ever does. If he goes forward, if it works out for him though, I'm the fucking idiot. But like Strickland moving forward, using his defense, the way he deflects punches. Like, if he can just parry his way to Israel Adesanya and just beat him up against the fence, then I'd be shocked. But I'd welcome it, but I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. I think Israel Adesanya is going to kick at his legs. We've seen Strickland's never really checked many kicks. He's maybe checked a few against Jared Cannonier, but he's not really a good leg kick checker. Everybody leg kicks him. Jack Hermanson was getting off leg kicks. Brendan Allen was getting off leg kicks. It's just always the leg kicks. And Israel Adesanya has really good leg kicks. Obviously, former glory kickboxer. But hey, maybe Strickland's going to come out here fighting completely different. Maybe he's going to fucking check the leg kicks and take down Adesanya and fucking rear naked choke him, but I doubt it. Strickland does have really good grappling, but I seen a video where he said that he hasn't grappled properly he doesn't really shoot because of after he had his motorbike accident. It was just too hard on his body to go for takedowns. He did go for a takedown against Jared Cannonier though, so I don't know, maybe that was just him playing it up a little bit. Maybe he's actually going to come out grapple heavy, but I doubt it. This fight's going to look so weird. I just can't imagine these two fighting for some reason. It's weird that this is actually happening. But yeah, I think Adesanya is going to win a 49-46 decision. I think Strickland's going to steal one of the rounds though. But I'd love for Strickland to pull this off, but I don't see it happening. But it's crazy things have happened. This is middleweight. Crazy shit always happens in middleweight, but Strickland doesn't really have the power to just go in there and flatline Adesanya in an upset. Like, you'd have to go out there and outskill him or something, or fluke injury victory fucking his way. I have like a weird vision where I can see fucking Strickland raising the belt like Michael Bisping, or how he rose his arm up with a fucking can in his hand, like a Monster Energy can, with his fucking mouth open. Like, I can just picture that. I can picture Strickland with a belt around his waist with a fucking Monster Energy can, screaming when he's got victory, like after he's won, but I doubt that's going to happen. But I don't know why, I can fucking picture that. Like, I can honestly picture Strickland raising his arm with a Monster Energy can with the belt around his waist. Like, that's actually something I can fucking picture happening, but I don't know if we're going to see that. But like, I don't know, I feel like this fight is such a weird fight to picture. Like I don't know, imagine a few years ago when Strickland was fighting like fucking Kamaru Usman. Like, it's just weird to picture that he would go on to fight fucking Adesanya. It's also, I'm pretty sure Strickland's the first guy to fight both Kamaru Usman and Israel Adesanya, so that's a nice feather on his cap. Yeah, hopefully this one goes a bit better for him than it did against Usman, but I doubt it. Has been training with Alex Pereira, so maybe Maybe they'll benefit him a little bit here. Maybe he'll be able to check leg kicks a bit better, but I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting fight though. But yeah, I just think Adesanya's gonna win this. I just think Strickland's striking's just his defense is he has the highest defense. So I know his style looks ugly, but it does fucking work. So maybe he'll find a way to win this, but I doubt it. I think Adesanya gets this one done, 49-46. But hopefully it's a war. It'd be cool if this turned out to actually be a really fun fight or something like that. But I can't see it. But Strickland does say he's coming for the game plan to be like a fucking aggressive pressure fighter like Kelvin Gastelum was against Adesanya in their fight. So if he does go ahead and do that, maybe we're going to get a fun fight. But I feel like he'll just get flatlined if that's the case, because he doesn't have the chin that Kelvin Gastelum has, and he doesn't have the power. But I would say he's got a longer reach than Kelvin Gastelum, so maybe he can jab at him at range. But even then, Adesanya's still got a longer reach than Sean Strickland. So yeah, I'm going to go with Israel Adesanya here, 49-46 decision. So yeah, unfortunate, but you never know. Fucking this sport's crazy. We might be talking after this event. We might be talking about fucking Dricus du Plessis versus Sean Strickland for the UFC middleweight championship. You never know. This sport's insane, and in the middleweight division, crazy shit like this can happen. So, and hey, Israel Adesanya got beat up badly by Kevin Dusaid in training apparently. So who knows? Maybe Adesanya's washed. We never know. Maybe Kevin Dusaid took his chin in that training session for all we know. Maybe Strickland's gonna go out there and flatline KO him in the first round. You never know. But yeah, realistically, you got to go with Israel Adesanya getting this one done. But yeah, all I hope for is a fun fight, and I hope the press conference is really entertaining. Aiden Ross is apparently doing like a fucking virtual face-off with them, so that'll be fun. Hopefully Sean Strickland bullies Aiden Ross. That'd be good to see. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think this is the longest prediction video I've done. I really went in depth on the main event, I guess, and some of them earlier fights. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.